Justin Tucker set to boom this one away. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Black 80. Hey, watch the ball, watch the ball. Alert 50. Alert double ball. Hey, Delta.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. He's going to take a shot right away. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. Here's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tyus Bowser able to drop him for a loss of 2, and that will bring up 4th down. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. This will be caught by Brown. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them. Here's Jackson to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. These guys hooking up right away here, Charles. 2 plays, both passes in his direction, and both catches.
And in our time together, have we not seen the tight end position continue to develop in the passing game? You know, at some point, we may not call them tight ends anymore. We may have to come up with an entirely different way of designating that position and what they do on the field. Because when I hear tight end, I think of the old school, hand in the dirt, blocking on the line of scrimmage. These guys are much more receiver than they are guys who are going to move in the passing, in the running game.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. Here's Switzer. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 32. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A carry now for Lynch. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Probably a bit of a surprise call there on 1st down, but how about a tone setter for the drive? Picking up nice yardage with the big man setting the tone physically.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Jackson now off the bootleg. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs. Able to improvise and get the first. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. On 2nd down, a run with Breida. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turn. there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go, interception, baby, let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. He'll be upended at the 18. That's a very helpful pickup of 9 after the play began at the 9.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Good shot.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Go. Get it now.
Check three. Shit. He's crashing. He's checking crack. Check 52.
They run with Breida, and he'll get it up here this time to the 21. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
Hatchet. Check 26.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And now Jackson will look to throw it. They'll roll him out right. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Jackson now. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
From just shy of midfield, Jackson. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Now it's Jackson. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. First catch of the new season for him, and he picks up the first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. This is Ingram on 1st and 10. The 20. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Mark Ingram, 47 yards as the Ravens push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Tucker with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Roethlisberger now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. Looking to throw again on second down. Roethlisberger. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down. So he's 3 for 7 throwing the football right now. Not an awful start, but also not the sharpest of starts.
No, I would agree with that. But if you're a confident quarterback and to play that position you have to be, you just act like there's something wrong with the wind currents or something wrong with the ball. It is not you. Keep throwing. That timing usually develops.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Play action. It's Roethlisberger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jason Pierre-Paul able to get in there and drop him behind the line. On third down, Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 27-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Black 20. Don't be mad. Don't be mad. Easy. Hey, over.
At the Ravens' 18-yard line.
On second and a yard, Roethlisberger. Oh, nearly picked. And maybe lucky there. This guy doesn't drop many defensively. Third down.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here.
Snickers.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And he finds McDonald. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. And that'll be enough to keep the drive moving forward. Another first down on the pickup of 5 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. 2 minutes to play first half. It's 14-0. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster there to make the grab as they are now on the board here in the first half. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. makes it 14-7. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. From the gun, it's Jackson. Got a man, it's Brown. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Well, this was a 14-0 game not too long ago. Things were looking pretty good. Then you give up the touchdown on the last drive. Now the interception.
So that's a lesson in trying to stay vigilant, isn't it? You have to stay on top of things. Can't relax too much because, as you noted, things change. Now they got to go out there and get a spark going again and try and slow down this comeback.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
I'm coming out. Alpha. Here we go. 50, Mike 50. Good track.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. They go play action now. Jackson rolling to his right. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
Timeout work for him. Ooh, that's what I could do. Move him over here. Put him on the post. No, put him on the corner.
That's trash. That's trash. Mike 50, Mike 50. Hey, Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Here we go, D. Here I come, here I come.
They'll throw on first down with Jackson. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. Yeah, he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And a Raven first down.
So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
We got a couple. Terramina's, Broadway Pizzeria. This one on Ellison. It's a few.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent
more
the entire
than Broadway
halftime just
now. You
working
got
with
more.
them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
At the 28-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jackson. He'll run it. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Hey, look my city up, man. My city's historic, bro.
On 1st and 10.
Don't shit on my city now. Sopranos done filmed there.
On first down, here's Breida. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going
Lou Costello,
nowhere
cool,
again.
nigga.
No gain on the play there.
Silk
Second
City.
down.
That's where Silk was manufactured, nigga. That's why we call Patterson called Silk City. We had the #1 silk manufacturer in the world, nigga. What are you talking about?
Play action. Now Jackson. He'll buy some time right. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to
Now
myself,
that it is too.
Actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. They had the incomplete
look
pass
better than
on
the back
second
roads
down.
and-
Now they
and-
need a big play here. Third
All
and
fault,
10.
wherever the fuck you at, nigga. Hampton.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Now it's Jackson. Open man is Thielen. It's complete.
Thielen balling. Thielen balling. Let's work.
He will go out right near the 35-yard line. So here, the
he
men
didn't
in
get
charge
that.
are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
First down, Ravens.
Ready. Not a whoop. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
They'll run on first down. It's Ingram, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line.
You said what? Yeah, I live right one, yeah. There's pizza shops all over. It just depends on what kind. It's all over by me.
It's a loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Rolling up this dank.
6-yard line.
Rolling up this dank.
Set, ready. Let's go, D.
This is Breida. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10.
Let's bring it.
From the gun, Jackson. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Cam Hayward, always a force, got back there for the sack. Defensive end gets in there that time. They were in a 4-3. What's the responsibility of the ends versus the tackles there, Charles?
Well, most of the time when you talk about the ends, they're your pass rushers. They're the guys that you turn loose to try and get to the guy who's going to throw the football. The tackles, usually more of the run-stuffing variety. But the way this game is advanced, you're wanting a little bit of everything out of all of your guys. But let's just go ahead and break it down and make it simple. The guy who's the right defensive end versus the right-handed quarterback, that's the blind side. He's going after the quarterback. He's going to put him on the ground.
So there you go, partner. How about that?
Oh, that was pretty cool.
That will tie the all-time record set by Matt Prater of the Broncos back in 2013.
And you know, when Prater hit from 64, that was like breaking DiMaggio's streak or breaking the 4-minute mile of Bannister. Tom Dempsey, 63, that was a legendary number. So to top that here, even if it just ties the record, pretty darn awesome. And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
Nice, team 6, team 6.
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
Where is me lighter?
That's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot.
You gonna come back up here and get some more of that raw dog kush, nigga?
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Roethlisberger to throw. He's going to launch it for Washington.
That motherfucking Christopher kind of like, nigga.
Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get
April
a big
18th,
one
we're going to
downfield.
Cali.
But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out.
I'll be there. I'll be here
early. They may
early.
have to change accordingly.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. Going for the deep ball. And the throw
You should come up here April 4th,
incomplete.
nigga. April Fool's Day comedy show, Madison Square Garden.
Continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're
Mike
running
Epps,
the ball,
Tony
passing
Rock,
the ball like we saw there. I
Val
don't know,
Crawford.
the rhythm seems off. And the kick's away as he angles this one
I
for
told
the
you just went to the
sideline.
one the other day.
Yeah,
Lunell,
this will be up to the
Lunell,
ruling
Cheryl
of the side
Underwood,
judge here.
Donald D.C.
He
Curry,
says it
and
crossed
Bill
out
Bellamy.
bounds at the
They had us
16-yard
rolling,
line.
We paid 61. I paid 60 a ticket. My mother and stepfather, they paid a little bit more. They sat down lower.
Set at the line for this next drive. Yeah, they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
They run again with Breida. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Get ready. Get ready. Let's go, Mike 50.
Play action. It's Jackson. Steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And he will have the first down, but he winds up paying for it pretty good. Taking matters into his own hands, and he picks up 4 yards and a first down.
April 4th. I ain't get the tickets yet, but where we going?
Jackson on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Hayward attacking off the edge that time. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And now look at this. Big
Fucking
game, but a
Lamar
fumble.
Jackson, you
and
can't
it's picked up by the
fumble.
Steelers. And shutting him off, now open field.
Well, let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play, but prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline,
step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake.
Hey, Zoo.
They'll run here with counter. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal.
Check
At
that.
the 3-yard line.
77.
Now it's Roethlisberger. And yes, complete to the tight end McDonald. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. They'll look to run with Connor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Conner taking it in as his guys are back within a single score. Able to punch it in on 3rd down. Makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They got to take care of business right here and act like the last.
Oh yeah, Matt Breida, let's go. Let's go, baby. That's why I signed you to the big bucks. That's why I signed you to the big bucks, baby.
Take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown.
That's why I gave you that $40 million, baby.
Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. As the Ravens push further out in front. So the Ravens will keep the offense on the field as they're going to go for 2.
Two-point conversion.
Jackson from the shotgun. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Tyus Bowser able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
Watch 36. Hey, wahoo!
Now Roethlisberger.
What are you talking about, man?
And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. A good pickup there at 22.
I'm not touching that, man. That's what he was after it, man.
Started 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Justin Coleman.
Now Roethlisberger getting this one into the hands of Smith-Schuster. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
Hey, check. 3. Line 36. Line 38.
Roethlisberger will throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, it's Roethlisberger.
JCP.
A gain of 32 that time.
Tell you what, partner, you get the football in his hands, just give him a little bit of open space. As we just saw, he can make you pay.
And he wasn't the top option there, but check down turned into 1st down and then some. Here's Connor. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Hey, high 7.
Again, it'll be Connor. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. So now 4th and goal. You're trailing by a decent amount here. What are you doing, Coach Davis?
Well, I've got to think to myself, just how many more opportunities am I going to have this close and have this chance? I've got to go for it right here. The clock's dwindling on me. Let's go get it done.
Easy. Let's get off the field. Mike, 36. Hey, Charlie. 36. Get that quarterback, D-line. Get that quarterback, D-line. D-line, get that.
4th down. Here's Roethlisberger. And no, it's incomplete. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Ravens come up big down at their own goal line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
At the 7-yard line.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down.
I ain't do nothing with this drag. I said I ain't do nothing with this drag class. I just picked it and left it alone.
Back to the ground, this time with Ingram. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big 3rd down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Mike's 50.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jackson now. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Here's Sam Cook now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here, as this is toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. They are on to the fourth quarter in Jacksonville. And the Titans dominant. They have added to their totals in that one. A win would be their first of the young season.
Mike 51.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. And McDonald here over the middle. A Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards. So from the 36 now, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as his guys are back within a single score. Extra point now by Boswell. And this is back to a 5-point game.
Makes the score Ravens 46, Steelers 21.
So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number as empirical.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. Running right, this is Ingram.
They
No
played
gain on the play
big.
there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. After that run, still a good amount of meat on the bone here for this 3rd down play. Can you envision them putting this in the air?
Totally. I mean, look at who he has under center right now. If you can't trust him with the football, you can't trust anyone. And frankly, to me, I want the ball down the stretch. Get the first down, keep it in the hands of my offense. I don't want to turn it over to them and rely on my D.
Jackson to throw. He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Mike, 55. Check. Mike, watch the pass. 55's Mike, guys, 55. Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Go. Pop.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going.
There he goes, left side. And he's across for a touchdown. And it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners.
Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys.
Here's Roethlisberger. And this is caught. And it's a 3-point game. So they make the decision. They want a 3-point lead versus a 2-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete. So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to potentially send us to overtime. And this one is right through. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this fourth quarter. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
And just a couple of scenarios here to keep in mind. One, if you want to be really aggressive, you do throw the Hail Mary and see if you can get something downfield.
What would you do?
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely I take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Let's see if they are in line with Charles Davis.
Let's go.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
Kick the field goals into the overtime.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, That gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far.
We don't got to rush anything.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Okay, man.
Kill. Rush in. Rush in. No. Back to mine. I got him.
Here's Breida. And an alley to run. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. As a fan of the NFL, for an opener, you can't ask for much more than this overtime in week 1.
I know it's hard to believe that some people may not have been watching our game, but I'll bet through social media they found out this one was snug and getting into overtime, and they flipped over here in a hurry. This is fantastic. If you're a fan of ball, you love these types of games.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down. Keep the sticks moving.
Okay. 50, minus 50. He don't know no better.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At their 48-yard line.
That's 50, Mike. Come on. You better break.
First throw in overtime now for Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. T.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Now after that sack, it's 3rd and long for Jackson and the Ravens.
50. Mike, 50. Here we go. 50.
Play action. Now Jackson. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Sutton. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it, but they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Yeah, part 1 is done, now part 2.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 40-yard line.
White 80. 86 to Mike. Watch twist. 22, 44. Nice move. Mike, 36. It's a party now.
Now what can Roethlisberger do here in overtime? He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey. And
Good
what a
shit,
return as he
baby.
brings this one all the way
Good
back to the
cover,
25-yard line.
Let's go in there.
So we will see yet another drive
Let's
of
go
this
in there.
overtime.
For whatever reason, neither team able to finish this game off. I know that the first thought is, does anyone really want to win it? But I think that they both desperately want to win it, and sometimes you force things, and that leads to errors.
Well, it's out there for the taking. We'll see who can do it. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
I ain't even know who that was.
There's really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say.
Oh, yeah. Tell him my bad, sir.
Get in position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
On 3rd down, Jackson. He gets it
Hollywood.
to complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
Here we go. 60 out one. 55. Watch the run. Watch the run.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. Now another timeout called for by the offense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Justin Tucker, baby.
So it's up now to one of the most accurate kickers in NFL history, Justin Tucker. This to win it in overtime.
Justin Tucker.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Well, we thought this game would be a good one. It did not disappoint into overtime, and it took the field goal to win it.
And we always pay lip service.
Unlike them Lions who got their ass whooped week 1.
And usually we focus on the big offensive pyrotechnics, right? But in this case, they got the ball back on defense, gave themselves a chance, and they capitalized on it with a victory.
And I don't care what distance that field goes from in overtime. The knees are always knocking, but he pushed it through.
Not only that, think about your snapper, your holder. A lot of nerves for them, too, because they have to do their job in order to give him one last chance to put a foot to it.
So for Baltimore, they needed overtime to do it, but they get the Week 1 victory thanks to the field goal. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they obviously fall to 0-1 with the defeat. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in Cincinnati against the Bengals. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
Let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. And I gotta win no matter what, like 4th down, Hail Mary, no punch. Like every time I touch down, I gotta stunt. Randy Moss, yeah, my number's going up.
Now let's take a minute to see how you can improve your team.
You can check the scoreboard, check the stats. Jay Critch, I'm the QB. Ran it up and then I went and got a new freeze. How it fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. If you ain't a winner, then don't come round. On my way to another city, it's a touchdown. Underlay, yeah, I gotta get it in a rush now. Let them hate, try to knock me down, but we got up now. You say that you ballin', keep it real though. Hey, why I never saw you in the field though? Hey, I make it look easy, it's a field goal. I've been grinding for a minute and I'm still going. How it fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon. How it fit to be the boss, let me find out. My team ballin', you look like you need a timeout. I'm a star in the clutch, I'ma shine out. Working hard, yeah, I'm back on my grind now. Game on, took a loss, but I stay strong. Super Bowl rings, I just wanna play off. Gotta go hard, I can never play soft. Giant in New York, I run it back like Saquon.